Welcome to this week's vlog. And while the weather may be perfect for haymaking, for those of us that have missed the recent rainfall, it's starting to get really serious. With months of below average rainfall and now high temperatures really starting to take its toll. For the cereal sector, with prices where they are at the moment, it's going to be really challenging. Livestock farmers worrying about whether they have enough fodder, and then for those that are busy irrigating and have been now for several months, will they have enough water? On Tuesday, we had a really successful Westminster event done jointly with the NFU Mutual, looking at rural crime. Now, we know rural crime is one of those issues, whether it's theft, whether it's hair coursing, whether it's fly tipping, it just doesn't go away. It's a blight on our countryside, and it makes you feel unsafe in your homes. Dame Diana Johnson, who's the Police and Crime Minister, spoke at the event. She recognised the importance of rural crime, and she's committed to the secondary legislation which is required and is very welcome around the equipment theft bill. We will work proactively with her to implement that secondary legislation and make sure it's right to have the maximum impact. David and I also had the opportunity to meet with Daniel Zeichner after the comprehensive spending review outcome to really push the need for transparency, so that we know how the budget that's been secured within the CSR is going to be allocated within ELMS, how much will be available in the SFI, and what will the scheme look like moving forwards. The need for transparency is absolutely key, and I hope that over coming weeks we'll be able to find out much more detail. I'm now going to hand over to Jamie Burrows, who's going to update on cereals.
Hi there, Jamie Burrows, National Crops Board Chairman, here at the Royal Cheshire Show today. Been talking to farmers about the great news we've had recently, which is the announcement of the Fairness in the Supply Chain Review for crops. We're really hoping that it will address what we feel is the unfair practices that we may or may not see as farmers around the grain trade and the likes of fertiliser contracts and that kind of thing. Had a great couple of days at the cereals show last week. Lots of talking to members by the whole Crops Board, and amazingly, so many of you were really quite positive, which was great.
We recognise that blue tongue is a big issue for a lot of members at the moment, particularly following the decisions made in Wales and Scotland and making it more complicated to move livestock across the borders. On Monday, we've got a live event where you'll be able to hear from our experts, but also hopefully Welsh Government and English Government. Please do join that event to get your questions answered so that we can try and move forward in this policy area. Thank you very much for listening.